प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Meenakshi Mishra.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णावपूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अहं ब्रह्मास्मि. Good morning to all those early risers and welcome back to the Indian Force. So they are not done enough in the morning, so they are back in the afternoon. Good. So I can only see Kirti on the screen. Where are others? Okay, I can see Ushaji, Rajanji and Sandhyaji. Okay. So these people are okay. Santoshji is back. Prabhuji is also there. Okay, chalo, good. At times I feel like I'm talking to the screen on myself. Although that is exactly what the thing I do. Okay. It's okay, it's okay. So how are you and how has it been going for the past week? We didn't had any session. So hopefully you are still on the track. Prabhuji, still on track? Okay, good. I believe you attended the Buddha Purnima session as well. I could see you in the initial part, but not sure because it was your working hours. Okay. And if you have not gone through that entirety also, just get the video and watch it. And today also, Kirti, in the morning, we did one session. I did a 1 minute meditation and some people are sleeping, still sleeping. They have not awakened from that itself. Somebody now only messaged me that you told me that for 1 minute meditation, I did that. And after something happened, I just got up now. I got a message right now flashing on my screen. So I said it worked better than a sleeping pill. Okay. So do try to Kirti, do one thing, like if you can just share those videos with these people at times when they get it or when we are not doing the session so that they get the benefit of that, because those sessions should not be missed. And I believe those who have been there, they will agree to it completely. Okay, so coming back to our this session right now. So what is the process of beginning? Santoshji, how do we start? Story. Okay, story. Very good. So let's begin with a story then. So recently people celebrated Buddha Purnima. So on that day, I was not telling any stories about Buddha. So today I will tell you a story of Buddha. So it such happened like many people used to visit Buddha and wanted to become his disciple by just the aura that he carried and the kind of wisdom that he had, that it can liberate anyone. So it such happened that one person went to Buddha and said, I want to become your disciple. Buddha never actually stopped anyone to become his disciple. But for the first time, he said, you have to go through a certain process and then only I can think of taking you as a student. And everybody was done like, why? Buddha never takes any test, any criteria that if you meet this criteria, then only you can sit here or you can be a part of this movement. But as Buddha is, so he said, yeah, whatever you say, I have decided to be with you. So as you say, I will do that. Buddha keeps a very typical thing in front of him. He says, before you join here, you have to go to the cremation ground and stay there for the entire day and entire night. Now this person, he says, cremation ground, why should I go there? What is there in the cremation ground? Buddha says, I don't know, but you have to go there, spend the entire day and entire night, come back and tell me, and then only I will accept you as my disciple. This person said, it's okay, daytime is okay, but what about night? Then Buddha says, why? What about night? Now, in the daytime, anyways, there will be light and everything, and I can sit there, no problem. But in the night, what about the ghosts? Buddha says, okay, what about the ghosts? No, they will frighten me, they will kill me, and all those things. So Buddha says, have you ever seen a ghost in your life? He said, no, I have not seen. Acha, then how do you know there is a ghost? No, people talk about that. People talk about that, and at the same time, we have seen certain people, those who do like dance around and they say, okay, something has entered into them. And then that's how we know. Buddha says that it is a good opportunity to realize whether ghosts are there or not also. So you do one thing, you go there, and in the day you be there, see what is happening there, and in the night also stay there, and come back and tell me, what did you realize? What did you experience, or what did you saw, or whatever happened to you? Just let me know. So as he said, okay, fine. If you are saying I have to go, there is no other way. Buddha says you can rest today in the ashram, tomorrow morning you can go. The next day appears, and this fellow starts towards the cremation ground, and before that he meets Buddha, and he says, bless me at least that I should come back to tell you what has happened. The Buddha says, okay, don't worry, you go. And this person goes to the cremation ground. Throughout the day he sits there and watches what is happening out there. And even in the night, with a lot of fear, he somehow struggled but stayed in the night as well. And the next day morning, when he comes to Buddha, and Buddha asks, so now tell me, narrate, what did you saw? He said, in the morning, what I saw is one dead body was brought, and I just saw that many people come along with him, and they were talking like he was a good fellow and he took care of everyone, very nice person. So those people were talking about that, and they put that onto the pyre and they burnt it. I waited there, saw that, okay, people, while they come here, they talk about good things about people. He was so nice person and all those things. That's what I learned there. Then Buddha says, next. Now thereafter came two dead bodies. One was a rich fellow, one was a poor fellow. The rich fellow has a long list of people along with him. And as he was rich, his body was burnt first. The poor fellow had to wait for some time. And in that moment also I saw like, there is no difference between the rich and the poor. Both were burnt on the same pyre. Both burnt the same way. And what was left was same. After the bodies were burnt, we could not distinguish whether this was the rich ones or this was the poor ones. It was all the same. He said, next. The next I saw another a boy was very sad. His father's demise was happened and poor people were carrying him. They brought it there. He was really sad and all the stuff carried on. And that minute, everybody was talking that there is nothing in this world, all Maya and all those stuff. So all that you are accumulating, all is going to be left here. And they were like talking some spiritual things in the cremation grounds. And I also learned that, okay, yes, this might be the reality of life. And for a moment, even I was thinking, all that I did in my life, what is the benefit of it? And what am I doing here? So all these questions popped up in me. But after a few times, I felt hungry and I forgot. I was in the cremation ground. I was going through all that. And then when I was seeing this, I was thinking, okay, what is there in this world? And nothing. And then suddenly I felt hunger and I forget. Buddha says, then what happened? Now then after it happened like in the evening, And when the evening began, slowly, people moved out. There were no one. And it was darkness all around. And in the night, I waited out of fear. So much of scare within. I was waiting there, but nothing was happening. But throughout the night, I could not sleep because of the sounds and the noises. And Buddha said, what about the ghosts? He said, I cannot define whether there was a ghost or not, but all the sounds and the movements and the lights and the darkness was creating that fear within me. And then Buddha asked, then if all that light and all that sound and all those things were creating a fear within you, where is the ghost? Is it really outside or within? And he said, it's within. I think so, because I could not see anything else called as a ghost the way it is described. Then Buddha says, but still you have not learnt your lesson. Again, go to the cremation ground. Tomorrow also, you have to go back to the cremation ground, stay throughout the day and in the night. Now he says, already you have told me and I have gone there for one day, and now again you are sending me for another night. Why do you want me to have a sleepless night? And Buddha says, nothing doing, because you have to learn something you have not learned yet. So go back. Again goes, same activity. Yes or no? The bodies will come, those will be cremated, people will come along with that, they will stay for some time. After that, everybody leaves. And what is left is just ashes and all those things. So the same thing happened. But this today, as yesterday, he has already spent a good night there. Today he was more comfortable. So he stayed back throughout the night, and the next day he goes to Buddha and bows down to him. And Buddha says, what did you realize? He said, one typical thing that I realized yesterday, I saw the bodies coming, going, and all these things, rituals happening. But for some time, something very different happened to me. And Buddha asked, what was that difference that happened to you? He said, I don't know. I was sitting there and suddenly I closed my eyes. I don't know. I fell asleep or what happened to me. But in that moment, I saw something. Then Buddha asked, what did you saw? Now I saw that my body is being carried. I saw that I am dead and 4 people are carrying my body on their shoulders. My father is walking in front and my brother is also there. And all the other people, those who were there, they were talking like he died so early. He was a young chap. Why he died so early? They were talking all about that. And when I was seeing myself, I wanted to speak, but I was not able to speak. I was just lying like a dead person. I wanted to tell everyone that I'm not dead, but I was not able to tell that. And what I saw is all the rituals were done for my body as well. I could see my younger brother so sorrowful there, thinking why my brother died so early. My father is worried why my son died, and all that thing was going on, and I'm just watching it. And when I watched it, they took the body, they put it on the pyre. I am still looking at them, trying to speak, but not able to speak. Then what happened, like they put the sticks on me and still I was there. And after that, finally, they put the fire. And when it started burning, I was feeling that heat, but I was not able to speak again. I don't know what was happening to me. But after some time, I saw that the entire body burnt down into ashes. But I could still see that I was there. I didn't burn with that fire. And now, when the body was burnt into ashes, I felt some kind of a liberated, that what I was fearing as death, as the most tragical thing that could ever happen to me, is nothing. The most fearful thing that I always carried, because day before yesterday, I was saying, like, if I go to the cremation ground in the night, the ghost will be there, they will frighten me, they will kill me, and all that fear that was there within me, in this fraction of moments when I saw the body cremated into ashes, that very moment I felt like it's all liberated. I don't have that fear anymore. And what will happen after death also? Nothing. I feel that's liberation. And Buddha says, oh yes, this is what I wanted you to learn, because until and unless you realize that part, you will not be liberated. So now you are welcome to be a part of this group. Now, very simple, tragical or magical story, whatever it is. But what does that mean to you? What could be the meaning? Why I told you this story? इस कहानी के पीछे क्या है? It happens to everyone, and we all know it happens to everyone. And when we go to the cremation grounds also, we feel like, okay, vairagya aa jata hai. We say, okay, this world is all maya, all this, all that. Nothing is true, nothing is real. We all talk about that. But after some time, we feel hungry. And then the food is more priority than liberation. So the fear persists again. Yes or no, Kirti? The situations in our life, again, we come back, okay, like all that is fine, but I'm alive still. When I die, I will be liberated, I can understand. But what about now? What about the situation at hand? Now, the situation at hand. The situation at hand should be analyzed as well. Just like the ghost was never outside. And majority of the time, we make the situation worse than it is in our minds. Santosh ji, how many times it might have happened, like we have thought something that this will happen, that will happen, and almost 99.9% of the time it didn't happen. And we have been thinking about that, arey, aisa ho jayega, this will happen, that will happen. If this happens, what? If that happens, what? And so, Santosh ji, there is a saying, today is the tomorrow. Okay, today is the tomorrow that I was worried about yesterday. And still everything is fine. Is it not? I was worried about today. When? Yesterday. And today when I'm sitting here, I see, but still life is going on. Thing is just going on. I was worried that what will happen to me, but still I'm breathing. The things might be worst today, but still look at it. You might have found few solutions for your problems. You might have found a way out of your problems. Might be you might have created few new problems also. As it is said, Kirti, you cannot dive into the same river again. You can only dive into the same river once. Now, how is it possible? You say the river is continuously there. I can dive anytime. No, you cannot. The name of the river stays, but the water flows. You cannot dive into the same water again. Can you? The name of the river stays, but you cannot dive into the same place. Then when you cannot dive into the same river, why do you dive into the same thought, same idea, same problem again and again? And when Gautam Buddha speaks about it, Gautam Buddha says a little bit ahead of that. He says, it is not only that the same, you cannot jump into the same river, the same person cannot jump into the same river as well. Because it is not only the river, the water that has flown, it is also you who has grown. With each passing day, if we think this way, that what exactly is worrying me, then you will find a very typical space within yourself, a space where you will just bloom. And I want you to experience something right now. Are we all ready? Just for a moment, just for a moment. And as Kirti is doing, Kian is also responding back in the same way. Kirti says, yes, yes. And he also says, yes, yes. Now both are smiling. So he's understanding whatever I'm speaking. Good. So just close your eyes for a moment. And then let's see a space. Let's discover a space again. We did a very specific process in the morning, but this is a little bit typical, different from that, but still powerful enough. So just close your eyes for a moment, sit straight, and analyze whatever is there in life. Happiness, sorrow, you achieved something, you lost something, whatever it is. You are improving in spirituality, you are not improving in spirituality, you are doing your practices, you are not doing your practices. Life is good, life is bad, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Just close your eyes and sit there for a moment. And when we are sitting there with our eyes closed, just think of all the things that you are worried about. Even all the things that you are happy about. All the things that never happened to you. All the things that you wanted to achieve. You could got it, you could not get it, whatever. So bring all that thoughts into your mind for a moment. Each and everything. When you have brought all these things into your mind, for a moment become completely alone. Alone in the sense like as if you have just been separated from the womb of your mother. Alone like that. You were part of something, but in this moment, you have been taken away. You are absolutely alone. And imagine yourself to be that small little kid. You can actually see a picture. And when you are looking at that small little kid, it is also crying. It is also happy. What could be the reason? Might there be no reason altogether? But it is just there. And now you become that kid. Try to squeeze yourself, fit yourself into that baby body. No worries, you can do it. And when you are in this small little baby, a newborn, you have just appeared into this world. In this world without any bondages, any thoughts, any worries. Your mind, your thoughts will start to creep in, even into the mind of the kid. Don't allow it. Just experience a rebirth. You are just fresh into this world, yet to enter into the drama, yet to become a part of it. And when you're imagining yourself as to be that newborn baby, now you look towards the world with awe. Look at everything around you as if you are seeing it for the first time. Not bound by any ideas, any ideologies, any rules, any regulations. Not even bounded by memory. Even you are free from that. Yeah, you can wobble your hands and feet, but you are absolutely free. Trying to look at all the things and try to make a meaning out of that. But nothing makes sense because you are as fresh into this world as never before. You are free. Free of all the clutters of mind. Let go because the baby can do anything it wants. But at the same time, just raise one of your hand. Imagine that. Imagine that infant, that kid is just raising one of his hand with a finger up towards the sky. As far as you can reach. And when you are raising this hand with the fingertip up, you touch upon divinity. You touch God. And the moment you touch God, something happens within you. Now the divine grasps your hand and assures you are not alone. I am there, always with you. Always. In every aspect of life. I'm not worried what you become. I will always be there for you. Still the little one grasping his finger. Holding on to it. And now it chuckles. The baby smiles. Smiles with assurance. Assurance that, yes, it is there around me. And if you believe it, experience that divinity around you. It would be like a blanket that surrounds you right now. It covers you, it takes care of you. And as it is said, Amrutasya Putraha, O the Son of God, O the Immortal. Experience that you are beyond this transitory world. Be alone with the divinity. And this time it is not the earthly mother that grabs you, takes you into the arms. It is the divine itself. Holds you close to its heart and says, "Oh, my dear darling child, I love you so much. I have sent you here to play, to experience, to learn. Do that always. And I will always be around you." Take a deep breath. Exhale as slowly as possible. And as you are taking breath, you can come back to your current space of this body. Take your own time to come out of that. There is no rush. So when you are out of this, now again analyze the situation of your life. Whatever it is, you are in absolutely amazing health, amazing space. All is going great for you. Still remember, it's all the divine who is around you. Things are not happening the way you want. Still, the divine is all around. In your extreme happiness, it is there. In your sorrows, it is there. In your wins, it is there. In your failures, it is there. It has never abandoned you. So, with this assurance, now go and play the game of life. Because what is there to be fearful of? Certain aspects of life, it will change. But when you go through this simple process, you cleanse yourself. This is a very, very simple yet very amazing technique. If you just practice it for 3-4 minutes every single day, just becoming that kid, the infant, the newborn child, just for a few moments in a day, just see yourself, okay, I am that newborn child again, free of all clutters, free of everything all around. And then look yourself touching towards, reaching out towards the divinity, and the divine assuring you again every day that I'm there along with you. You will see, we take a shower outside for the body. It would be a bathing within. We have been living with so much of turmoil around us. But I think this is something that can cleanse us from within every single day. How frequently it should be done, Kirti? Almost every day, as frequently as you take a shower. Because every day we go out, dust gets accumulated. And that's part of life. We go, we understand everything, yes, all is good. But when we go out, we tend to forget, right? And in those moments, we slip down. And in those moments, we are worried. In those moments, is something that I say, what am I doing? So in those moments, in order to deal with those moments, especially, you should practice this. Might be a daily ritual, Santoshji. No mantra, no meditation, nothing. Just imagining yourself. Where you wake up in the morning, you just imagine yourself like that infant and you just go. Or else you are going to a certain situation appeared in front of you. You're not finding a way out of that. Just take a break for a minute or two. Just sit down somewhere, sip on a glass of water and just close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself to be that kid. Because the reason behind I asking you to become that newborn kid is because it has the potential and the caliber to think new. Not with the same mindset that you already are. And what it is said, Prabhuji, the same mind that created the problem is not the same mind that can find a solution for it. You have to change the state of your mind to find a solution for the problem created by your mind. So what it does to you is, if you constantly keep on working on that, you will learn the art of not getting into troubles of the situations. You will always have a new perspective of looking at life. And that's what we need in this world now. And especially people out there in UK or India, in whatever place we are. Inflation is like booming up. Everything is just crazy out there. But what shall we do? We cannot stop living. Might be things have gone up by 4 times. What to do? Still we are living. So either we can live out of stress, or we can choose to live like that small little kid who has the assurance of the divinity that what come, what may, I'm there for you. And I think that will revive us. The fabric of life will be revived every single day and we will keep on shining. Things are there. Good things come, bad things come. Appear, disappear. That's part of life. But in this entire hustle, we should not forget who we are. Now, I asked a very typical question, Prabhuji, in the morning today. I would like to repeat the same question for every one of us. If I lose everything, means everything, what will happen? And when I say if I lose, Kirti, if you lose everything, then what will happen? Every single thing that you have, you lose everything. What will happen? You might go crazy also because you are too attached to that thing. But if you are not, then tell me what? If we are not attached to anything in this, I'm not saying you should not take responsibility. I'm talking about being free. You know why I asked you to do this process, especially now? Kirti, when you came as that little kid, tell me what you brought in your hands. Nothing. Na? Then how did you created all that thing that you are having right now? Santoshji, when you went there, did you had all that you are sitting around with right now? Nothing, right? If I ask every one of you all have a story to tell. You can tell me such a beautiful story that I just came with nothing and this is what I built. Then you are already successful in handling life. Or else how did you manage to go to a foreign country and achieve all that? Was it easy? Then how did you do that? Who was there pushing behind you? Who was there standing behind you? Who was that, like you said, like it was invisible, but always there with you? So that means it has already given you the power and potential that if you have come with nothing, still you can create something. And if you lose everything, then you can still create something. Do you need a more assurance than that? No, you have already done that. From nothingness, you have risen to this particular space. And if you have come to this space, you can go to any space that you want. So all my dear friend, what I want to say is if you lose everything, also don't lose yourself. If you lose yourself, then it is gone. Everything is lost. Until I lose myself. Absolutely, Ujjwalaji, that is an amazing way of looking at it. If I lost everything, I have a new opportunity, potential to create anything that I want, rather than still struggling with the same story. And I think that's why life is such that there is something called as a death, where everything is taken away, but you take birth again to create something new. And you need not to die to know or realize all that. You sleep every night. That's how you die. You wake up early every morning as a newborn kid again. So the world will continue to go. But what I want to say is never lose yourself. You are not just a human being alone on this planet roaming. And Kirti, what creates the problems within us? It's our own thought processes. Now I'm sitting here and suddenly I start thinking of one issue in my life. And you see what happens. I was sitting happily in my chair talking to you, and suddenly I remembered one incident of my life and I lost myself in there. And at the same time, if I choose a happy thought, the best moment of my life, I'm jumping back to that space. So who is making my life miserable or happy? Is it God? Or is it your thought? It's your thought. And who is running your entire life? Who? You woke up in the morning, Prabhuji, and you felt, wow, amazing day. Thought. But you woke up and you said, oh, miserable day, I'm having a headache today. What? Who gave you that thought? You. So what do you choose? Have you heard the story of a boy named Bob? A very famous story, again known by many. See, Prabhuji, there was a kid named Bob, and every single day he used to travel because he was a driver in a bus. So, any one of you travels in a bus? So, this fellow Bob was a bus driver. Every single day he used to drive, not very well built, but slim, trim guy. Short height, just like me, might be. Every day he drives the bus and he was a happy guy. One fine day in his bus came a hefty man, well built, all tattooed, piercings on his face and all those stuff. And you know, like especially in other countries, especially where you people are, the driver also has the job to collect the money. So what he used to do is, whoever enters the door, he collects the money and they go behind. But this day, this hefty person came, and when Bob asked, "Where do you want to go?" he just said, "Wherever I want." And he just went inside and sat. Now Bob felt very bad about it. He said, how come he can just go like that without paying and he's sitting? But when he tried to stop him, he showed big eyes and he says, "What do you think?" And Bob somehow managed, said, okay, it might be a one-day phenomenon. It's okay. Sometimes we encounter some people whom we just leave. Next day, the same thing repeated. And this fellow's name was Marcus. So every day, this hefty fellow would come, don't pay anything, and go and sit in the chair. Literally, Bob lost his sleep. That why he's humiliating every single day? Because of my height, because of my weight. If I also had the power, I would have shown him. Then Kirti, Bob got holidays. He enrolled into a martial arts school and learned all the martial arts. He said, now I will teach him a lesson. I am going to become so strong that I will teach him a lesson. To Marcus. Every day that fat fellow is coming, sitting without paying. And in that moment, what happens is, all trained, all muscled up, and Bob looks in great shape. And Bob today is all ready. Let Marcus come. And this day, Marcus again appeared and he asked, where have you been? I have not seen you for a long time, young little fellow. He says, whom do you think you are talking to? I am no more that little fellow. I'm going to beat you up today. Then Marcus says, but why do you want to beat me up? Now, every single day, you are humiliating me. You are just coming, not paying, going and sitting in the seat without paying anything. And today I'm going to teach you a lesson. Then Marcus said, why do you need to beat me? Because I have not been paying? He said, yes. Then Marcus said, I only don't pay you because I already have a pass. I don't pay because I already have a pass. That's why I every day come and sit, because I've already paid for it. But look at us. We are just like that Bob. Might be a Marcus in our life. We feel every single day it is humiliating us, never knowing the truth behind it. We go by the appearance. Oh, he looks so big and healthy. That's why he wants to torture me or show me that I am not having enough strength. That's why every single day he does that to me. My God. Check again. Or else you will have sleepless nights. Then again, in your vacation, rather than resting, you will again go for wrestling. It's okay. Wrestling is good. You will get some well-built muscles. That's fine. But not for the wrong reasons. Na? Then there was another funny incident, Prabhuji. Shall I? There was another person Who is fearful of dogs? Every day while he returns back to his home, somehow there was one dog who always finds him and runs behind him and chases it, and it runs. Every day, every single day. It will bark. It tried to hide, it tried to change its timings, it tried to change it, the way he walks, everything he did. But the dog continued, somehow as if it knows when he is coming. Every day this happened. He was pissed off. There was no other way to reach his house. There's the only way. And every day when he walks, the dog follows. Might be Vodafone. So when he was walking through that, he was so much worried that every day that dog was not big in also. It was just a small dog, but somehow it chases him every day. Now he was worried in his head that why this fellow is behind me. And one fine day before going to home, he was sitting like this, and one of his friend like you arrived, and he says, "What happened?" "No, this is what is happening. There is a small dog which is chasing me every day, and I am running every day from him." Then his friend said, "But if that is a small dog, you should have turned around and just show him a stone and it will go away." Then he says, "No, what if he bites me?" "No, just try. He will not bite you. Just try it." "No, every day he's chasing me. If I stand today, he might bite me." His friend said, "Just try it once." So today he walks. And again that fellow starts chasing him. And he somehow starts running, but somehow he saw like there is a stone. So he picked up a stone and turned around to the dog. And when he turned around to the dog, what he found, he was worried that the dog will bite him. And today, for the first time, he realized that dog didn't have any teeth itself. The dog didn't have any teeth to bite. It was just barking behind it. And many times in our lives also there are dogs, those who bark. They don't have teeth. All that is needed is turn around with a stone in our hand. Encounter it. What will happen? Either you can stay in that cage forever of fear, or you break it in a moment. And that's why I want you to look around the life that we are looking at. It feels like life is always trying to bite us. We are running. I say, stop for a moment, look around and check whether it even has teeth to bite you or not. And you will be so happy to look at. And then you will come, oh poor fellow, come here, come here. All these days you have been running behind me, come here. You don't even have teeth. And that's where you turn around into the life and look at it and say, okay, you have been chasing me for a long time. Now let me face you. What can you do? And that very moment, the magic happens. And you'll be so happy that you actually stop there for a moment and turn around to look at who is making you, who is creating that sorrow, that unworthiness within you. And then every day, the same dog will run behind you and he will throw biscuits at it. Eat it. Come on, it's okay. So that's how life also is. All that issue that we are not resolving is becoming big. And come what may. Come what may, I will rebuild it. Do you have that confidence within you or not? You can recreate that. Have you understood that part or not? I simply came with this nothingness in my hand. And I created all that is right now what I call as mine. And if I've created once, I can create it 1,000,000 times. Yes or no? And if I am the person who loses and again creates it, tell me, what is fear? How can I be fearful? It might be the thought of losing might be the fear. But the thought of creating again, might be liberating. Make sense or not? And I don't know why I'm talking this today. Might be some people need it. I absolutely thought of talking something else, Santoshji, but I don't know how this is coming. I think this is the need of the hour. Because Prabhuji, what I do is I don't go by the rule book that this is what I have to speak. All that has to be spoken, I just allow it and it speaks, and it's speaking like this today. And there is another story of Happy Bob. Happy Bob is a guy who is always happy. Come what may in his life, always smiling. His friend used to ask them, how can you be so happy always? He said, when I wake up in the morning, I ask myself, what kind of day do you want to have? You can have a happy day or you can have a sad day. And I always choose the happy day. And that's how I am happy always. Because it's my choice. I choose to be happy on this day. And when I wake up, I decide that come what may, I'm not going to lose this smile from my face. And I do that. And something very tragical happened to Bob, Happy Bob, one day. He was working in a shop, doing a night shift. And someone came to try to steal from the store. And when he tried to stop it, he shot a gun. And when the gun was shot at him, Bob fell down there. The Happy Bob, who selected that he should be happy on that day, but was shot. Then what? Somehow somebody noticed and he was carried to the hospital. And while he was going into the hospital, when Bob was looking with his little eyes open towards the nurses and the doctor, he could see like they were feeling as if he is already dead. And in that moment, the nurse was asking, are you allergic to anything? Are you allergic to anything? And in that moment, Bob shouted out, yes, I'm allergic to bullets. Take that out from my body. And at the same time, he said, operate on me as if I'm alive, not as if I'm already dead. And this created the situation of chaos into a laughter. All the doctors started laughing at this fellow like, I'm allergic to bullet. Take that out first. And in that moment, like the operation was done and Bob recovered. And when one of his friends asked, how did you manage that? He said the same story. When the bullet hit to my body, I asked myself, are you going to die or are you going to live? And I chose to live. And when I chose to live, this is what I do. I live. So what is this story of this Happy Bob? You select to be happy every single day. You are happy, but sometimes life will hit you. But in that moment of reality that you call, moment of truth, when the bullet has hit you, it's bleeding. But what do you choose? You choose to be alive or you choose to be dead? If you choose to be dead, everything is over, done, complete. But what if you choose to be alive? You might become an example for others. And Santoshji, this is a true story. It is not just a story, it's a true incident that happened. And now you see, despite that fellow, this incident happened like few years ago, still we talk about that. He has become an inspiration for all of us. And why not you? So what do you choose for your life? Every one of this in this room. I'm not talking spirituality today. I'm talking absolute worldly things today. But I think this is required. Because until and unless we are really clear of all these things, it's very difficult to sit there silently. Won't you agree, Santoshji? If there are so much of things going on in my life, I'm not able to handle that. Can I sit silently? Can I sit and think of God? Can I sit there and think of, okay, let me become a sage? No, you cannot. Because all that is required is all that it starts over here. It has to be silent first. All the things of this world has to be taken care first. And what we are doing here, we are not just creating, there are two kind of yogas. One is Hatha Yoga and the other one is the one that is Patanjali has taught. Is it not? And both the yogas, there is a major difference between these two yogas. One yoga teaches, if you go by the Hatha Yoga, it teaches how to strengthen your body. But Patanjali Yoga works on all that over your mind. So I believe this is part of Patanjali Yoga and part of Hatha Yoga that we are doing today. We are not sitting with a folded hand and a leg on my shoulder. No, but by our talks, we might be doing that. So that we find a pathway. We have a strong body and a great mind. And once these two are done, I believe yoga is possible. A weak body or a weak mind cannot stand for itself. What will it stand for? Humanity. So when we are talking all this, we say, let's choose to be the hands of the divinity. And let us be that through which the greatness should appear into this world, not just one life. I deny to live as a human. I accept to live as a divinity. What's your choice? See, what you choose is yours. Because what you choose and what you conquer remains with you. But I believe you should conquer not the world, but your own self. Then comes another story for today. Are you ready? There's too many stories. But I think I don't know who need that stories today. I might just telling you all these stories just to make it clear that he's listening. He might be trying to speak himself through these stories so that you get your answers in these stories. The story of Alexander the Great. Even we all know, like when he was dying, he said, do one thing, just keep my hands open. That's the only thing he asked for, so that the world knows that I came, I conquered, but I took nothing. So while Alexander was winning war over war, one fine day after winning Yunnan, he was going to conquer another. And in that moment, he came to know about a sage. And when he heard the name of this sage, everybody said he is a great person, possesses nothing, but feels as if he is the king of the world. And even biggest of the big kings are nothing in front of him. Then Alexander says, is that so? I have been winning over kings. Why not win over this fellow also? And he goes. What he finds is this fellow is sleeping near a river on the sands. Nothing on his body. Just lying down happily, closed eyes and just enjoying the day. Alexander goes there. He looks at it. This is the fellow that people are talking about is better than kings. Nothing is there with him. And then Alexander goes and stands in front of him and says, wake up. Here I am. Do you know who I am? And suddenly he was in happy mood. He just opened his eyes and said, why? You don't know who you are? You are asking me? Then I said, no, not that. Don't you know who I am? He said, how does it matter who are you? If you don't know, how will it matter whether I know or not? If you don't know, go search somebody else. They will tell you who you are. Ask them. Don't disturb my sleep. Then I said, I am the king of the kings. I am the great Alexander. And then he said, is that so? So what? If you are the king, then so what? What should I do? No, I came to meet you. And then sit down. But you didn't came as meeting, you came at to give me the education who you are. It doesn't matter. Alexander said, but what are you doing here? He said, nothing. When you are not doing anything, then why do people call you the great? He said, I don't know. It's their problem, not my problem. Why they call me great? And for the first time, Alexander looked at him and he says, he doesn't have anything. Still, people say he's great and still he's happy. What about me? And then this fellow looks at him and says, I see like many warheads are moving, many soldiers are moving, many horsemen are moving. Where are you going anyways? He says, I'm going to conquer the next place. Ah, okay. What will you do after that? Conquer another. Ah, okay. After that, then when I conquer the entire world, he says, what? Then I will sit happily. Then this fellow says, why are you doing all that? You see, I don't own anything. I have not conquered anything. Still, I am happy. This is what, if you are searching, why so much of trouble? You can sit here right now. And he asked, are you really happy after conquering so many things that you say? Alexander thought to lie in front of him that, yes, I was, but somehow his mouth did not agree to that. He said, I have everything, but I'm not happy. See, at times your truth, your faults cannot stand in front of truth. उसे मुंह से निकल ही जाता. He just slips away from his mouth like, yeah, I have conquered everything, but I'm not happy. He said, then why don't you choose to be happy? Alexander said, but I have to live up to my reputation. Yeah, that's what the sorrow is all about. You want to live up to your reputation. That's all the reason of your sorrow. What will happen? Then Alexander, for the first time, he thought like, oh my God, I have conquered so many kings, but this is the first time I look very small in front of this fellow. He doesn't have anything, but I look very small in front of him because he has nothing but still happy and I have everything still not happy. And he said, this life, anyways, I have become this, but next life, when I take another birth, I will ask God to make me you, not Alexander. And then this fellow says, why do you want to wait till next life? Is there a guarantee that you will come? Is there a guarantee you will meet God? Is there a guarantee God will listen to you? Is there a guarantee that you will become this or not? But you have the choice right now. Leave everything, throw it everything away, sit down by my side. How many of you will dare to do that? Just throw away everything and sit down. Leave everything and sit down now. We won't. Tomorrow I have to log in for my work again. What about the recession going on? What about the job market? What about my business? What about my this? What about my kids? What of my life? That's the problem. So shall we leave all? No, I know you are not ready for that. That's why the earlier stories. And why this story? Now someday you will be ready for this also. And then Alexander says, okay, no, I cannot sit here. There is lot many things to be done. बहुत काम है. Okay, very good. Then go. Why are you disturbing me? He started closing eyes. Then Alexander says, no, you seem to be a person of greatness. Tell me, what can I give you? Can you see, the person who doesn't have anything is so happy, and the person who has so many things is still not happy and still asking, what can I give you? Can you give me anything without? Because I'm still happy without anything. What can you give? And in that moment, Alexander says, no, I will not go until you ask me something. And know what he says? Okay, do one thing. If you are so reluctant, so adamant, give me only one thing. Alexander says, yes, please ask anything that you ask for. Please give me my sunshine back. Please give me my sunshine back. Since the moment you have come, you are standing between me and the sunshine. Just move a little bit. Let the sun fall on me again. And I'm happy with that. What are you happy about? What is the definition of your happiness? What is that makes you sorrowful? And you see, Santoshji, we have never defined anything of such. We have never defined that. That's why anything anybody says, we are either happy or sad. Because we don't even know the definition of our happiness. We don't even know why we get sorrow. Have you ever analyzed why we feel bad when people say something to us? We don't even know that. Just we thought that if he said in such a tonality or in such a way, I will feel bad. And if he talks in this or that particular way, I'll be happy. But go and analyze one particular day when you feel very bad. You felt very bad about something. Go to that moment in your life and analyze that moment and look at it and just listen to it again. What was said, the words that were spoken. And if you dissect those words, you will be amazed that these words didn't have any power, but you made it powerful by accepting it as good, bad, or ugly. Was there anything in that words? Nothing. But you said, oh, no. This was only told for me. You just pull it and put it here. We are happy at the level of the skin, but we are sad at the level of our soul. Whenever we feel happiness, we take it to the skin. We remember it for a day and it goes away. Just like putting a nail polish on our fingers. You put it there and just vanishes on its own. But anything anybody said bad to us, we pull it, push it, put it, and you said, this is where it should be. Great people you are. I think after Jesus, you should be crucified. No, why? Because you are wearing a crown of thorns anyways. You pull out everybody else's sorrow into your heart and put it there. And that's what he said. No, let me die for your sin. And that's what you are doing. You are also dying every single day for somebody else's sin. Somebody else told something to you and you are dying. That means you are Christ. Why not? You are being crucified every single day. Nobody is doing that. You are doing it to yourself. And you are enjoying that. Then I ask, when is your Good Friday? And when is your Easter? No, if you are crucifying yourself, it's a Good Friday for you every day. And then there should be a Easter also, no? You should wake up from the dead. When? Just let me know so that I can celebrate your returning back to life. And that's where we falter. You see, all that I'm talking today is not going to make any sense if you try to understand it. Anyone has taken pills for headache, bellyache, tummy ache, whatever? We take pills, right, Santoshji? When you look at the pill, do you understand how is it going to work? Same way, you don't know how these stories are going to work in your life. It's encapsulated. You will not understand what I'm saying today because I know where it is required and you will get your answers when it is needed the most. Don't think I'm crazy. Yeah, at one level I am, but at another level I am not. So you will not realize what and why I'm talking all this, but soon enough, you'll get your answers. So don't worry whether you heard something or not, whether you understood something or not. Was I talking sane or I was talking insane? Doesn't matter. But all there are, these are all preparations for you. Are you still okay with that? Or from next time you want me to come with an agenda? And this is the agenda for the day, and I will only talk about God, when Ram came and what happened to Sita and how Ravan took it away, how they fought and came back. अरे जब आपके जीवन का रामायण खत्म नहीं हुआ तो so first and foremost is the Mahabharata and Ramayana going in my life. I should handle that, right? So I'm talking all that because of it. How many stories did I tell it today? Now go on thinking. Santosh ji, Rajan ji, 4, 5. I must have told 4. The 5th one is one you created. But all that, I just by looking at certain people, I can see, I can make out what you are going through. And that's why this medication. And need not worry. We are not going anywhere. Can you show me your hand on the screen once? So you are all sending blessings to me. Huh? Good. Thank you. No, this again show that hands. Everyone has a long life. Don't worry, you are not going anywhere. Keep your hands down. You have a long life. Don't worry. So now the decision is, again, show me your hand. Hey, it is blinking. सुधा जी आपका हाथ किधर गया? हाँ देखो ये दो हाथ दिखा रहे हैं. Very good. Amazing. Don't worry, you have a good life also. Keep your hands down. क्या रोते रहते हो हर चीज के लिए? See, you have a long life and you have a good life. Now tell me what's the problem in your life? Problem is if you start doubting what I said. If you believe those 2 words that I said, you have a long life and you have a good life, you will cross over anything. Which one do you believe? The one that is running in your head or the ones that I said? Now become Bob and choose. You can say one thing. If I ask, what are you allergic of? I'm allergic of all these things going on in my life. Take them away. Then we will work on that. We will operate that and pull that bullets out. So don't worry. That will be taken care. Apart from that, what else? What are you worried about? Anything that you should be worried about? You will only be worried when you don't have the faith and belief on the creator that has created you on this planet Earth. All others will be taken care of anyways. Assured or insured? See, insurance people need papers. Assurance doesn't need any paper. And ours is both insurance and assurance. Good one, na? Good policy. You people have chosen the right ones. Now, any questions that you have? Anything that you want us to deal right now? If it is so, raise your hands. Opportunity to tell that you are allergic to bullets. Don't worry. He won't bring that out. But that doesn't mean I don't know. But don't worry. Nothing is going to happen. देख लेंगे. Whatever is. Okay, Santoshi. Now I can see your full smile on your face. Like I see like you are completely assured and ensured that, okay, this fellow is going to take care and we will. And let's work together. Why you alone and why I alone? Let's work together. And let's pull ourselves up. And let's stand tall on the pedestal of our problems. All the stones that were thrown at me, I use them to create my castle. And I stand as a king of the castle now. You know why we go through all these troubles and problems in our lives? So that you can tell a good story. So that you can tell a amazing story. Just think of this, Revati ji. We all love the stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata. Just think of this. I tell you another Ramayana. Ram, Raja Janak, like Raja Dasrath ke ghar paida hue. He was a very good kid, studied, became a king, and ruled over the world and died. Like the Ramayana? Nobody likes this kind of Ramayana. Nobody will like that kind of life as well. So Ramayana, all that thing happened, makes it so epic. So all that thing is happening in your life. Don't be worried. You tell that God is preparing me to tell a great story, an epic one. Kirti, these small short stories are for piddi people, right? But for us, it is all epic. Because we have chosen to be epic. And that's why our story should also reflect the same life that we lead and the same life that we want to become. So let us accumulate all the things that is happening in my life so that I tell an amazing story and the world looks at me, nothing less than God. Absolutely, Ujjala ji. Robert Schuller. Tough times never last, but tough people do. So let us stand that. It seems more like a motivational session today. But whatever is the need, सर में दर्द है तो हेडेक का ही दवाई खाओगे. Yes or no? No, my doctor has only prescribed me one medication. I will only eat that medication even though I have a headache today. No, you take another pill as per the requirement of the day. You see, so amazing. J.K. Rowling, rock bottom became the solid foundation. I rebuilt my life. What about your quote? How long we will be just reading them? Create some of your own. Life has given you opportunity to read history and write history. And I am the one who is writing it. I'm not the one who is reading it. Create epic. You see, I bounced back like a phoenix. Revati ji, if I open my diary now, I have written more than 800 plus quotes. How did I do that? Just like you did. The learnings of life kept in words. So, from this day on, what is your practice? 1. In the morning, choose. You want to be grumpy You want to be a pain in somebody's, fill in the blanks, or you want to be the happiest person in this world. Come what may. Situation comes, situation appears, go back to that 1-2 minutes practice of being a child again. Come back, take a rebirth, come back as new, with a new idea, with a new thought, with a new process, and with a conviction that the divine is with me. And then other things will happen throughout your life. The stories will appear one by one to provide you aid, to fight back, to bounce back, or to recreate. Ready to take life head on? Go take it. Once you deal with this, then we will take God head on. Makes sense? And if you still lose my spiritual talks, I will share today morning session. Go through that. Enjoy the 2 hours. So thank you everyone for being here and listening to my all crazy things. I just become like you. You think I speak? No. What I see, I speak. I'm just the mirror. If I'm talking this, it's your reflection. So some of you actually reflected that. So we still have 15 minutes more to go, but I think we'll stop here for this day. And if you really want to utilize this, you got addicted to my talks now. मुझे लगता है दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा नशा मैं ही हूं. The greatest addiction in this world is I am. See, so crazy talks. I just keep on saying something and something, and you people say, wow. That is intoxication, I believe. And that's why I say, Prabhuji, lat honi chahiye, galat nahi honi chahiye. Lat means habit. You should have a habit, but not the wrong ones. Do you think this is a wrong habit that you are into now? Galat nasha? No. So it's a good one. Na? So at least putting both hands on your head and pulling your hair, at least you are sitting calmly for some time on the screen. If you are still not happy, at least to show on the camera, you are like, all good. At least you are doing that. And I think still that is good. Because the mind and body work together. What happens in the mind, it shows in the body, and what you change in the body shows in the mind. And if at all you are just acting to be happy here, still the happiness will hit in your head. And we are just going to be like this one. If you think this is craziness, then you have not met me yet. Ask Kirti what we did, and he will tell you the stories. The day Kirti met, he was thinking, like, is it really the same person I used to talk over phone? And then Aditi ji and all these people, those who come to my house and they talk, and then, but this fellow is dancing. And this fellow is just like eating samosa before me. I was hungry, I will eat, na? No, he should be. No, I am not that. You cannot be put me on a pedestal. I am just like you. Mostly crazy than you. But my craziness is my happiness. And I choose it. ready to walk with this crazy fellow then. Prabhuji, many people look at me and they say like, look at this fellow, and he's so different. They laugh at me. They laugh at me because I am so crazy, and I laugh at them because they are all the same. So when people laugh at you, they feel you are unique. And you should laugh back at them because they are all the same. Still running in the same rut of life. Never realizing why they came. What are they doing here? 60 years of contract. You come, you live, you earn, you feed, you die. That's it. What's the difference between me and a dog then? It also takes birth, eats, feeds, dies one day. I don't want to live like a dog's life. I rotate it around. I want to live a God's life. Both spelling is same, right? Dog and God. So I choose the opposite way. So I choose to be the God's life. All that we are happy with dog's life, God bless you. And if you say no, God's life, I say bless the world. So thank you everyone for this craziness, and yes, we will meet again. Until we meet again, go into the world, play, get into more troubles, come back. I'll tell you a few more stories. Till you really understand that all that is going on is all drama, till then I will also show you all dramas only. Only just keep on changing the dress and I'll come back again. मतलब मैं भी देखता हूँ कब तक नहीं सुधरते. So thank you all the people out there from our UK family, those who took their early morning hours to be here to start a Sunday on a crazy note. And anyways, the Indian people are already crazy. We know that because of the summer heat. So anyways, they can understand my language because we are all in the same state. At times we get hit with the sun and you speak like this. But apart from this, is there anything left? A little bit of craziness brings happiness for us. And let us be all crazy to that extent that it no more remains happiness, it becomes bliss. 1-2 days, people will look at you and say, this fellow has gone crazy. Third day, they accept you that you are. And then you are free. Is it not? First day, they will say, have you lost it? Second day, they will say, we have gone mad. Fourth day, they will accept, he has gone mad. Because you are not saying anything. They are only doing all that. And the fifth day, they won't talk to you. Sixth day, you are free. What a great life. Because they now cannot say anything because a mad person can do anything. पागल कुछ भी कर सकता है. तो कुछ भी करो ना जाके. कहाँ फंसे हुए हो? Why are you so stuck? Be mad, be crazy, and be free. So thank you. I don't know, I'm talking all that on live video and it is all getting recorded. So what? Some people will like it, some won't. And they will say, this is what spirituality is. Spirituality should be this. Oh, is that so? What have you gotten out of it? Your choice. But what all we are doing here, you Kirti, see? We are right now, living, bubbling with life. We are smiling, we are laughing, we are becoming a little bit crazy. Might be few years down the line, we will not be there. But some people will listen to it. And then they will realize, oh, this is the way we should live. And that's how we create it. And anyways, all your videos are recorded, so you are all becoming immortals. Kishore Kumar died so long ago, still alive. So will you all. Assured or not? At least till the videos are there, you are alive. And that's what we do. Thank you so much for accepting me the way I am. If you don't accept, it's your problem. मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. I will continue to be like this. Yes, Ujjwala ji. Are you one of them? Ujjwala ji wrote, it is the crazy people who change the world. So I'm asking, are you one of them? And now you should be jumping from your seat and say, yes, I am. And so that's how it is. So let's change the world then. So thank you for that. Till we meet again, I will be sharing, I will ask Haribhai or somebody to post it in the group. Take your time, listen to those recordings at times. Because people say the talks that you give for India and the talks that you give for UK are completely different. I said, that's how it is. Why you want me to repeat the same story? So go ahead, take your time. And thank you, Kirti, for giving this beautiful family all your efforts that we are here all together. And obviously Haribhai and all you crazy fellows out there. Thank you for being like that the way you are. I find my expression in your craziness. Yeah, Ujjwala ji, don't worry. I will ask somebody to post it. Thank you so much. But if you listen to the Indian stories again, you will be more addicted. So take in lighter dosages, okay? Don't overdose it. Or you will doze off. You say, okay, leave all the world, let's be free right now. We will, slowly, step by step. So I'm not sure if Haribhai is all around. Haribhai, are you around? Haribhai is too bound in certain things. But I don't know, like if, he has not given me the option to close the session. No worries. We will leave one by one. Let Haribhai be there online. Anyways, he woke up late, not today. He started the session late. So let him be there and let him end late only. You please, you leave one by one. And I will be the last one to leave. Oh, good. एंड संध्या जी कुछ लोग जाएंगे ही नहीं, बोले लास्ट में फिर कुछ बोल देगा. अरे गो. Some people are joining back. Just cross checking whether he's still speaking or not. मैं म्यूट ही कर देता हूं अपने आप को. ओके, कैमरा भी ऑफ ही कर देता हूँ. अरे what happened to other people? Why they are not going? Chalo. So I am leaving this then. So thank you everyone for being here.